Hello. Welcome to Conversations with Your Commissioner. Of course, I am your Commissioner Delonte Smith, and today we've stepped out of the BFBA complex and we've gone on location because this conversation I wanted to make sure that I was comfortable for because this gentleman is a legend of the BFBA. Today we sit down with the inaugural champion, team owner of the Brooklyn Vikings Valhalla, Donald Horton. Great friend of mine. So without further ado, let's bring him in. Donald, how
Hey,
are you,
what's
sir?
going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Long time, man. Long time, man.
Yo, I first want to thank you for this idea because this is all you, right? Like I did this based off what you said in the WhatsApp, and brother, like man, we've taken off. We're going to the moon. So thank you, sir.
Yo, anytime, anything to make the be, you know, make our basketball experience a little bit more. You know what I mean? We feel it's like being
Yo,
like in the NBA. Actually, you know what I'm saying? You get your interviews. Get to talk to the GMs, let them know what's going to be next, how we feel about our teams, how we feel about the other teams. It's a good thing, man. I appreciate you taking the idea, but it took you to take it to that next level. You know what I'm saying?
hey, I appreciate that, sir. I really do. I mean, you know, I want to be a league where we listen to the owners and then we can really make those concepts come true. Like, because I mean, we never know where this is gonna go. So, thank you, sir, for putting that idea out. And I mean, let's get to this conversation, right?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. So I'm gonna run this first question, brother. But I think this is an honor to run this first question because how does it feel to be the inaugural champion of the BFBA?
Man, it felt great, man. I mean, the championships is not coming with the wins right now, but as far as the regular season, man, is a Popovich thing right now to me. So, I'm just building on, the losses and seeing how everybody play and who they picking up. And, the hardest thing is really at the end of the season where, most of the teams are basically sitting down their star players. So it's hard to, pick which guys you think are actually going to get to perform as much as they
Mhm.
supposed to during those times. Because like I said, the star players is sitting down. If they're a good team and they going into the playoffs, they putting a good guys to rest. So now you got to go with the bench and actually pick up the guys that you think is going to get that run and actually put up those points that you need. So, a lot of that fell into a lot of me going to the chip and losing because at those points in times, I'll give you an example. I picked up Patty Mills one year and he was doing great. Then all of a sudden I picked him up, he ain't score a bucket. So, you got to be able to basically look at certain guys and say, okay, well, this guy's been getting run during the season. He's been getting points, but is he going to get that run at the end of the season when they start sitting the star players down?
I feel that. Which I think this brings me to my next question. I'm gonna jump for a second. I had another one, but you touched on a point that I wanna really get a question from you or answer from you. Sorry. You've been to the BFBA finals 4 times. Now this is a league record, and you're tied with the Evil Empire at 4. But you only have had one championship win. You just talked a little bit about the players and picking them up. What do you think it'll take to push you back to championship glory?
Right now, basically trying to build a younger team because since we started the
Mhm.
keeping 7 and building off that for the next year, you have to really look at who you are grabbing up and try to make yourself a little young and have experienced guys on your team at the same time. So, I'm looking into the fact of, like I said, by the end of the year, who's going to be sitting down, who's going to actually get the burn out of the rookies and some of the vets. You know, they might play the first half, they might not play at all. So, that's like I said, to me, that has been the hardest part being in the finals because I'll give you an example. Even playing Holly last year, you have to, if you say you're going to pick that guy up, don't wait for him. Like it was a instance where she picked up Pritchard and he actually dropped a triple-double. And then she dropped him. I picked him up and he dropped another triple-double. You understand what I'm saying? So it was a dilemma with me, basically a fight within myself, saying I should have picked the guy up early, but instead I waited to just see what was going to happen as far as everybody else. And like I said, sitting the star players down will hurt you in a certain aspect because of their record and knowing that they're going into the playoffs and they don't really need these guys to play anymore. So that was my biggest fight, besides, keeping your starters in the game and knowing that they only might play the first half. They might not even play the second half.
Mm-hmm.
So they might give you those points in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, you can talk, brother.
Oh, well, yeah. What I was going to say is I totally agree. I mean, I have same experience. Dante DiVincenzo takes me to the championship, gives me a 62-point win on a Sunday. Not something that we expect, so but you definitely make a good point on, like, you got to pick that guy up on the waiver the moment that he's available, because if not, he's going to score, a triple-double for the Brooklyn Stew Kids.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, it's you could say it's basketball knowledge, but like I said, it's a flip of the coin at that time. Because if they're not fighting to get in the playoffs, you already know that your guys is actually going to get some of that rest. Might not rest today, he might rest tomorrow. And then you got to keep your eye on everything, because it can happen like 10 minutes before kickoff time. You really don't know unless they give you that option of saying it the day before. So, it might be he's questionable, or he might not play because of this situation and that situation. So sometimes you get caught up and you might overthink. So sometimes when you think right and say, yo, let me pick this guy up now before I mess up and don't get him at all. So, I've been there with that struggle, basically.
Yeah, if you're not up to date on the fantasy news, however you're getting your news, you will miss out on a player, and I think you make a very good point on that. Let's just touch really quick. Let's get this question in. We spoke for about it, but this was your idea, conversations with the commissioner, and I thank you. I've already thanked you, and I'm going to thank you again 1,000 times over. But where did the idea to interview owners come from?
Well, I wasn't really involved in the talking part of, everybody being together and talking trash and all of that. So, thanks to you that you actually put it on WhatsApp where I could join in to basically, talk my trash too. But once I realized how everybody was so involved and basically, putting their word out there and everything, it just came to my head, like, why not do it like the NBA? Basically they get interviewed after certain games. You get to talk to the GMs, you get to talk to the coaches, and we're actually GMs and coaches. So we basically get a chance to say, this is what I'm doing with my team and how I feel about the other team, and, where I'm trying to take my team basically as a GM. Because like I said, we are GMs of our team. And you are actually coaching the guys that you have, because you're picking and choosing who you want to pull off the waiver wire and things like that. So once that popped in my head, I was like, yo, let me tell Delonte, man, let's see if we could bring up the trash talking even more, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. Because now you got, like I said, you see some of the, and you the commission, you interviewing, you see some of the junk that's getting talked about, you know what I'm saying? So you saying like, hold up, man, that's how you feel about me? Well, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get at you when I see you, you know what I'm saying? Make sure my team destroy you when I see you, you understand what I'm saying? So I love that part about it, because like I said, we basketball fanatics, not all of us. I grew up playing ball, so my IQ is a little high to where I could pick the right talent sometimes, and basically that'll push your team to where it needs to go. I've made a lot of trades this year. I usually don't make a lot of trades because I try to keep the core guys that's actually been doing their job. the whole time. But once you see that, like I said, once it came into the 7, holding down 7 guys, and then we redrafting, I had to realize, like, do I want to have a young team and experienced guys behind them, or do I want to just have experienced guys and no young guys, because, the guys are getting older. So that's how I look at it now. Like, you try to keep your team young, but bring in veterans at the same time that can actually boost your team to a certain level.
Yeah. You're absolutely. I mean, you make great points, sir. I think that's why you're one of the legends of this league. I mean, you are the GM, you are the CEO, you are the coach, the team manager. If you're not up to date on the things that are going on within the league, you'll have a whole team of injured players or guys that are suspended.
Yes, sir.
So making those decisions of where you take your team from season to season. This is no knock on any team, but you could be an Evil Empire, you could be a Brooklyn Stoop Kid, you could be a Brooklyn Vikings Valhalla, we could be another Chosen Warrior. There's many different ways where we can go on the realm of fantasy success. And I think you, sir, are on the road continuously to success within the BFBA. Next question. And I guess this kind of proves the point. You have an overall BFBA record of 139, 59, and 2. You've never placed lower than the 6th place in the final standings. What goes into building the Brooklyn Vikings Valhalla?
Well, like I said earlier, you try to get those guys that have that talent and actually are durable, that they don't get too hurt during the season. They actually play at least 70 games of the season. You don't want that guy that basically he get hurt and then he's only playing 50 games of the season. A lot of the vets, they're getting older, so you got to start looking at the young talent. And like I said, you want, like, the durability to me is the most at the end of the day. It's 82 games. So, if I could get a guy that actually plays 70 of those games, and he's like an Iron Man, some of these guys are Iron Men that don't get hurt. Like, Westbrook, you got Donovan Mitchell, it's just certain dudes, Gilbert Alexander, it's just certain guys that don't go down during the season. They might be out a couple of games, because you get strains here and there, a little back spasm. Look at LeBron. LeBron's almost 40 years old. Even though I talk trash to Felt about LeBron and say, basically he's old, like, you can't really build on him, but at the end of the day, he's proven to you that basically he has longevity. So that's the type of guys I try to look for, the longevity guys that can actually keep your team going and know that even if you do get somebody hurt on your team, you actually have those guys that are back up in points and scoring and rebounds and assists that can actually back up the guys who are getting hurt.
Mm-hmm. I think you make, again, I'm going to keep saying it all day. You're making great points here, sir, because, somebody like LeBron, though, you can't build your future around. He's going to be somebody that's going to take you to a championship. So and I think, like, if you look at the Korean Soul brothers, right now, they're all in on a championship, right? So the move that they did with DC Hustlers, where they went older in a sense with LeBron, it's all or nothing. I made that move in 2023, and it took me to one.
And it panned out for you, brother. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I wish whoever takes that road the best. I also want to say, as we've said before, we filmed this on Saturday. You're leading in your matchup this week, against Too Legit to Quit. If you pull it out, this is going to be win 140. We're 60 away from 200 wins in this league, and no one else is close. I'm close with 125. So dominance to you, sir, because I think that you proved that year after year.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Like I said, I appreciate you. This all started from, like Malcolm said, from you calling me downstairs. us actually chilling out, playing some 2K, and you know, like I told you, I miss you, brother. You're a good dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it was all love every time I came down, and once you invited me, you know, Holly, we all got a chance to meet each other. Like I told you, I'm gonna get a chance to come out there and see you again, man. But I appreciate y'all just bringing me in. And once we started, you know, like you said, yeah, you know, it was a thought, and basically look at it now. You know what I mean? I see it basically going way past what we expected, you know, because the more people that see it, I think we might be a league of 20, you know. So, like I said, I thank you very much for inviting me in. And actually, it gives me something to do besides watching basketball. And I love the camaraderie with us. You know what I mean? We get to talk to each other, talk our little trash. Everybody, you know, get to enjoy each other. And, you know, we wishing the best for each other, even though we talking shit to each other, excuse my language. But at the same time, it's a fun, competitive thing, man.
Facts. No, personal note, brother, you gave me some insight in life when my wife was having our first child, when we moved away and we came back, brother. You know, we share a very special moment, you know. So you forever in my heart, your family. You know, I love everybody that you have, brother. And
Same here,
I
bro.
love that that you're as dominant in this league. You know, I love it. They don't speak nobody else's name except for Donald's, because everybody's like, yo, man, he don't say nothing, but he always winning. He always see what's going on. So I'm like,
Hey,
yeah,
man,
brother, you know, it's
you know how it go, D. You gotta stay on top of it. And like I said, you know, I try my best to, like, you know, watch the games. You know, we watching the games, we trying to see who actually doing what out of everybody. And I try to stay quiet because sometimes, you know, you might slip up and throw somebody a little pass there, and then you look, you be like, oh man, I meant to grab that guy. I should have never said nothing, you know what I'm
yep,
saying? So sometimes I might be a little
yep,
quiet.
yep.
This year, you know, like I said, this is my first time actually getting to talk to everybody. And like I said, I love the trash talking, dog. I love it. It's like they keep you on point and to let you know, like, dude, they watching you, so you got to watch your moves and make sure you make certain moves the right way. You know, we might make a mistake here and there. You got to watch your bank account too at the same time, and you know, keep an eye on the trades and everything that's going on, because that pickup of Embiid was good. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, felt picking up LeBron. You know, I had to make a little swing to go get Mobley from said. And, you know, if you don't keep an eye on what's going on, you might end up slipping to that, you know, that bottom rail, you know what I'm saying? You sit here like, hold up, I just was up. I'm down 3 games now. This is going crazy. But like I said, man, I love it, bro. I love it.
That's what's up. So, I mean, we've talked about championships, we've talked about records, you know, we've talked about the league. Who within the league would you say is your biggest competitors?
You know, it got to be Damian, one of them. You know what I'm saying? Holly, you, uh, probably y'all 3 the most, because like I said, we kind of been in it for a long time. So we actually look at the type of moves that need to be made. Uh, Everybody else is kind of there, but I really, you know, pay attention to y'all because, like I said, we've been doing it the longest. So it's like, okay, I got to see what move D made. Oh, he made that crazy move right there. Oh, Damian doing that. So, you know, me losing the championship to Damian and Holly is like, yeah, I got to see them again. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure I'm ready when I do get into that standard, basically battling them again, or either making it to the playoffs, or might see them in the chip. You never know. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, it's up to the players and how they score, and like I said, how they stay healthy. At the end of the day, at the end of the year, my biggest competitor is me, because, like I said, you got to make the right decision at the end of the year where it gets to that point where certain teams going to sit their guys down because they already know they're in the playoffs. They don't want to injure their best star players. So you have to stay on point on basically who you going to grab up that you know is going to get the time and be able to put up the buckets and the points and rebounds and everything at the same time. But I would say y'all three, yeah, definitely.
Hey, I appreciate being on that list. I will say, everybody that you named is who you've competed in the finals against. So you and I, 2015, where you won. Then Holly, you go back and you compete against her. And then you and Damian do something that I don't think anybody has ever done. And we get a 2017. 2017, you and Damian. 2018, we get a rematch. He took both of them. So I think you got some licks that you can get back on a few of us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I took it with pride, like at the end of the day, like I said, it's the competitiveness, man, and trying to make the right decisions. You know what I mean? Like Damian said, it's kind of LeBronish, but I call it Greg Popovich. You understand what I'm saying? San Antonio never won 2 championships back to back. So, that's one of my favorite teams right there. So I look at it as, you're just building towards that, where you could basically win a chip one year, then you might fall off 2-3 years. Win a chip in the next 3 years. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time for me, because like I said, the dynamic of our league has changed. So, which means it's more people playing and actually more people that's paying attention because, somebody made a good point about basically some guys dropping out, during that time. So, some of the people dropping out kind of makes it hard for you to make certain trades, do certain things, or, they probably had situations at that time that they couldn't stay on point with it, which is understandable because, we live in everyday life, even though this is something that basically brings us out of everyday life where we can actually, get to have some fun with each other and, like I said, talk our trash, do whatever, basically at that time. So, I enjoy it because, like I said, I'm a basketball fanatic. So at those points in times during that time of the year, is like, yeah, this is a great thing. I get to talk to my guys. We get to talk our trash. Everybody, family doing good. Everybody, basically communicating with each other and building a bond with people that, I don't get to see every day, but I get to talk to. So, hopefully one day we all do get a chance where we can be in the same room together and then talk our trash face to face, and still enjoy ourselves, have a little drink here and there, a little smoke here and there, and do like the Indians did back in the day, peace pipe that, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I enjoy it, D, man, and I appreciate it. You my family for life, you, Malcolm, Holly, like, y'all never treated me any different. Once we met, it was a straight vibe, straight love from there, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate all the love you give me, bro.
Always. Well, let's get to this last question, brother. This has been an honor to sit down and talk to you. I've really enjoyed this conversation. I've asked this to all the SLC members, and I'm going to ask it to you because I feel like this is a question that really means something to me more than anybody else, probably. So, as an SLC member, and one of the founding 5, there's Holly, there's you, there's Malcolm, there's Damian, and myself. Where do you view the current state of the league?
Man, we can't do nothing better but go up, bro. I mean, at this point in time, I think we started with 6 or 8, something like that. And look at it now, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we actually
we got a special appearance from the DC Hustlers.
What's good, brother?
Want to come and make a special appearance? We'll see his interview soon.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, yeah, man. Hey, we gonna have that conversation later.
All right.
I said, we're gonna have that conversation later. But yeah, man, see,
Yeah,
that's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Get to talk to you guys. We talk our trash, but it's all in good camaraderie and love, man. You know what I mean? We get to compete against each other. But I think, at this point, I think we got what, 14 teams? How many teams?
we're at 14. We expand to 16 next season.
And that's crazy, bro. That's starting from 8 to spanning to 16. We might expand it to 20. You might never know. We might expand it just like it's the league, 30 teams. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. And that'll make it even crazier. Now you really got to lock in. You know what I mean? If it ever gets to that. Because spanning the 16 teams and only holding on to 7 and then got to draft again is a lot of guys you're going to miss out on, you know what I'm saying, if you don't pick them up or you don't fall right in the draft. So like I said, I don't see us doing nothing but going up, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's, we, like I always gonna say, the camaraderie is good. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we actually paying attention to what we're doing and we actually trying to build a team and with GMs, bro. You know what I'm saying? Certain moves that we make, the NBA probably wouldn't make. You understand what I'm saying? And just to make your team better.
That's very
and
true.
Yeah, certain things we do, you look around and be like, that, why they didn't make that move? Like, so at the end of the day, like I said, man, we can't do nothing but go up higher. And especially with you doing the jackets, the patches, the trophies, the hats, we basically officially our own NBA. You understand what I'm saying? It can't get no better than that, bro.
Hey, well, I appreciate that, sir. I mean, that was my plan, that from inception to where we are now, it's like, hey man, let's grow this thing to where, they will look at us as a league, even though we're fantasy. We're I look to the ceiling and I want to break through the glass ceiling with everybody. Everybody will come with me in whatever successes that we grow together. So I am no one without this league and who's in this league. So I want to thank you, sir, for who you are and the value that you bring to this league.
I appreciate you, brother. Like I said, man, it's nothing but love from me to you. You're a brother to me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's not too many people you can say that to. And we've known each other a long time now. So, you're basically family to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? You invited me to your home and we peace pipe that. And it's been nothing but true love ever since, bro. And like I said, I'm going to make it down there to see you again. Trust me.
Hey, not unless we make it to see you first, brother. So I want to say thank you. I think we ended here, sir. This has been a fantastic conversation, from me to you, from my mother's home to yours, sir. I want to say this has been a conversation with your.
Hey, we'll do. Got a good commissioner right there. I gotta salute him. I gotta salute him for making a good commissioner. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Well, this has been a conversation with your commissioner. Donald, you want to tell the people how they can reach you or hey, just see you on the WhatsApp?
Hey, man, I'm always on the WhatsApp. At the end of the day, I don't do the other stuff. No offense to it, but that's just not me. I love talking to y'all. So at the end of the day, the camaraderie that we have and on the WhatsApp is good enough for me. Like I said, hopefully one day we all could get together in the same room and talk that trash to each other there and get to eat, drink, and chill out with each other, man. Because like I said, y'all family basically. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we do this every year.
Yeah, so, I think that.
Go ahead, brother.
I think that's on everybody's list. So I was just gonna say, I think that's on everybody's list, and for sure we're gonna make that happen. But hey, man, let's get out of here. This has been a conversation with your commissioner. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you, D. Number love, brother, all the time, man.